Hello Virgo, and welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back, and for those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Virgo, this is going to be your October 2024 read. This will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus cross watcher. If that is you, welcome to the channel as well. Guys, always discern the messages accordingly. Do not force things to fit that do not fit there, right? You know, discern the messages. I want to say quickly thank you to everybody who's liked, shared, subscribed, and commented to the channel. I apologize for being MIA for a little while as I was sick. You can kind of still hear it a little bit, but I am on the mend. So thank goodness for that. Virgo, personal reads. There we go. That's the next thing. Personal reads are open and available, and that information can be found in the description box below, as well as the About section of the page. Real quickly, too, side note, this week, Virgo, I am collecting funds to help get supplies for victims of Hurricane Helene. So we have this week, we have to have all donations in by Thursday. I've always been very cautious about where I go and who I collaborate with on things like this to make sure that everything that we have available is being utilized correctly. It's my understanding there are 5 trucks that are heading that way to make a delivery of goods. So we are looking for funds to help support air mattresses, blankets, socks, cleaning supplies, things like that. Know that I will be fully transparent with all of you, and the items that are purchased in regards to these funds, notation of those who have made those donations as well. So complete transparency and being able to post that same information here to YouTube. Asheville holds a very significant place in my heart. Met some wonderful people down there years ago. The devastation is just heartbreaking, doesn't even describe it, right? Devastating. So if you're able to help out in that realm, there are 2 links in the description box below with 2 avenues of payment can be made through PayPal. Venmo and Cash App. PayPal is also available as well, and you can reach out to me via email, which is also in the description box below for that information. And just make sure that you notate it as a donation for the hurricane relief. Okay, so with that, Virgo, I'm going to jump into your read, and I'm going to tell you the first message that I got from Spirit right off the bat. Think these times are tough. Buckle up. Prepare. Virgo, what I will say to you is we have Aries and Libra right now that are sitting in the North and South node. I don't remember the date specifically, but do know that the North and South node are going to move into Pisces and Virgo. So it's something that we need to be aware of moving forward. So why this is coming up now, I don't know, right? I'm the conduit. I just deliver the messages accordingly, but it's a coming. Whatever it's a coming is, it's a coming. While I was doing channeling to work with Spirit to decide what sign was coming up next, Spirit also told me that I need to do a collective message. So I would say to you, because it came out while your card was coming out for the next October read, once that is published here on the channel, you may want to take a look at that because they're coming out in tandem. Okay, so just be aware of that information too, as the way Spirit presented it to me. So Virgo, Spirit, for Virgo, there we go. For the month of October, what does Virgo need to be aware of? What are they facing? What is good? What is maybe not so great? What do they need to be aware of, Spirit? You know, I've heard a lot on and off throughout the year, this year, Virgo, for the collective as a whole and other signs, not just yourself, where time is of the essence. I keep hearing time is of the essence, time is of the essence. I would say to you, if there are spirits bringing in legal documentation and work and things like that need to be signed, sealed, delivered, stamped, whatever it might be, get that stuff done. Like if you've been procrastinating, dragging your feet, putting things off, or feeling like things are stagnating somewhere in something you're trying to accomplish, Spirit's saying take a step back and take a look at this objectively. Like if you've done something a certain way, right? It's like running into a brick wall over and over again. What can you do differently? Does the mindset need to change? Does the avenue or the people that you're talking to or working with or whatever it might be, 444 on the clock, does that need to change? Do you need to take a different avenue? Do you need to take a different route? Because it's going to be very important for you. And I just did a reading for Scorpio, and I remember saying to them too, about blockages and like somebody blocking them and needing to go around it. This could be the theme of the day, Virgo. I've always kind of made my little jokes that every day has got a theme to it, and this seems to be coming up again, right? So be aware of that. And I apologize for any coughing or anything like that. Again, on the mend. All right. Spirit for Virgo for October. What do they need to know, Spirit? What is Virgo? Love. Spirit just said love doesn't cost a thing, and cycles. You could be going back and forth here, Virgo, with somebody where they could love bomb, right? Like this could be, you have 210, something's coming to a close here. 5, changing, there it is, listening. Virgo, what I'm going to say to you is very simple, yet maybe difficult. I don't know. Where if you're dealing with these cycles of people who come in and they're like, oh, money, 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 right? And then you've got love, love, love. Like there's something about that dynamic where this is coming to a close. You may see people coming out of their loving space and into a more hardened space. You're needing to pay attention to, as I say that, there's the moon. The moon is sitting behind the listening, denying. Again, I just said about like legal paperwork, anything you're trying to sign, anything you're trying to finish, anything you're trying to get done, right? Where are you being denied access to certain things? Where are you being denied certain points? Is there something that you're not seeing? There could be an eavesdropping sense of something being overheard, right? Somebody making notes. I also see somebody kind of like jotting down something, right? Like they're like, okay, I'm going to take a note, do this, what's going on. I also get the feeling like you're making a complaint for some reason. You're complaining. I don't want to say complaining like in a negative sense, but you know, it's like something needs to be heard. It would be almost being like a detective walking up to you and saying, hey, did you witness this? All right, tell me your side of the story. And as you're talking, they're making notes, right? So it's like somebody you're talking to is making notes on whatever it is that you're saying to them. And the word that Spirit is giving me is peculiar. So I don't know if they've heard this before from somebody else, but you could be corroborating, if I could talk, information that they've already been made aware of. 7:17 on the clock. There's some news and information, but there's also something that they are not sharing with you as it is behind the scenes. The moon, there's things that we don't see. There's unknown avenues to this. I'm going to clarify this love card. I'll show these to you guys. Love and cycles. I know the angle here doesn't give you the opportunity to view the cards, but I also, as an intuitive reader, cards are here, but it's not how I always read them. So I don't want to say that they're irrelevant because they're not, but they're also not my primary source. I could read you guys without laying a card down, but you know, it makes things pretty. So it is what it is. All right, let's see. What is this love about for the month of October for Virgo, please, Spirit? Just heard this is closed captioned. What does that mean? This is closed captioned. What are you guys? Are you watching TV? Are you watching a lot of TV? Workspace, elevator. It's interesting. It's kind of like there's something around a boxing of words too. You know, I can't help but feel like, Virgo, that there's something about the communication. They could be boxing you into wordplay. They could be going, well, you said this, you did that, whatever it might be. Within the vehicle, commuting experience, road journey. Look, I hear you're going to see somebody, right? The jail card. Now, I'm going to say this because somebody made this statement in the comments. You always say about jail. Jail is a restriction, right? Jail is you being confined. Jail is... You know, when we look at it from a metaphorical sense, it's not just lock them up and throw away the key. You could be spiritually restricted. You could be morally restricted. You could be ethically restricted. You could be financially restricted, right? There's all of these various things. That in itself creates an imprisoned feeling stuck, incarcerated, that you're being punished in some form or something like that, right? Travel plans could be delayed. There could be restriction around travel. There could be an upheaval that stops some type of forward progress and movement. This is related to emotional matters, Virgo. I'm going to say that to you. It's like some of you could be questioning your own spiritual journey at this time too. The things that you once believed in, like you could feel like the more and more that you are putting out there on a positive note, Virgo, let's just say spiritually, you're very spiritually inclined. This is the word that you speak. This is what you believe in. This is what you trust. This is what you know. Some of you, Spirit saying you could feel ostracized by that. You know, and I do, for some of you, not all of you, whoever this is that's listening, they're hearing something that they've heard before. So there's that peculiarity of a situation, right? Or what they're hearing. But also, part of that too, some of you may feel like you're not being taken seriously either. It feels a little bit like a sly fox kind of energy to me. All right, what is this love for Virgo? Some of you too, so there's that same card. Couple things. Some of you could be traveling alone. You may have made plans with somebody and end up finding that you're going to be doing this on your own. For others of you, you could have a person with you, right, in this travel or whatever this is. You know, they say, like, lights are on, nobody's home. You're there, but you could be there by yourself because you feel alone in the journey in itself. That's how it feels. I don't know if they're, like, to me, it's almost like a sense of distraction, a sense of them being disconnected from you in some sense. This could also be creating some sort of blockage around whatever this is as well. So it's like you could be traveling with somebody, but you feel like you might as well have done it by yourself because it's like who's supposed to be there is physically there, but not present, right? They're just not present. You could be coming across some different sorts of people in your journey here with a particular situation. Some of you could have, excuse me, farms going to markets and things like that. I said about the spiritual side of this, there's the Hierophant. There, you know, there it is. There's another 5 there. You've got 10s and 5s across the board here, Virgo. 8 of Cups. Again, somebody's emotionally disconnected from a situation in this. You could be really focused on the experience at hand of what it is that's going on, what is changing within you, this evolution, this spiritual calling, this knowledge that sits within, and finding yourself like disconnecting or needing to disconnect from the things that are heavy and overactive, Spirit is saying too. And it's like you may feel isolated in that, period. Okay, just it's creating some sort of burden in a sense that it's almost like it kind of reminds me of the Grinch, but in the opposite, where they wanted his, you know, the Grinch's heart was growing. Virgo, I feel like you're sucking down into the self. And I don't think that it's a healthy kind of sense of self. It's a sense of self of like, I feel isolated in some capacity as well. I'm going into myself because I don't feel connected to this person, this situation, this whatever this is. I feel abundant. But there's something to the other side of this that is burdensome to me. But it's time to get ready to lay down these burdens. Like anything that is a distraction to you has got to go, Virgo. Whatever that means for you, it's got to go. So let's see. The cycles. I am going to throw one card out for this listening. Let's see. All right, Spirit, let's address this listening first. What is this listening about? This is, okay. You may find a sense of security, something comfortable. You may feel like you have finally found someone to hear you out. However that pertains to you, right? It's like, this is where I'm going to go. There's a lot here, Virgo, about traveling right now. I need to find some sense of comfort. I need to find some sense of security. I need to feel, Spirit is even saying celebrated. To turn this, it's like an establishment rant, the word rant coming through. You know, needing to vent, needing to let something out, needing to get out whatever is on your chest at this time. Leaning into something or somebody. Maybe this is even a therapist, right? The Hierophant could be like a spiritual leader or a mentor of sorts as well. They've got the keys of knowledge and wisdom that maybe you're needing. Now, again, I said earlier, to the flip of that is, I do feel like for some of you, there's kind of like this sly fox kind of energy that's coming through. See, winding path, curving trail, twisting route. Here's a very unique thing. That moon was behind that listening card and the ocean, waves, and seaside. That's, deep, or still waters run deep, right? If you get this sense that whoever you're telling information to, or venting to, or giving a play out of events is what Spirit is saying, you may see body language that suggests to you that they know more than they are telling, right? They're listening a lot, they're not saying a lot. In Virgo, maybe that's you. You're listening a lot, not saying a lot. This may make you feel uncomfortable. This may make you feel like, again, there's something you don't know, you're not hearing the whole story, you're not seeing something that is going to make you feel more secure in this situation. Again, you may feel very off about something in particular, but I think that it's going to work out better than you imagine. It's like getting from point A to point B. Like, you don't, if you've never, like, let's just say you're on the East Coast and you're driving out west, as an example, and you've never been there. Like, you're viewing things for the first time every inch that you go. So you don't know what lies ahead 3 miles if the road is winding and turning right. You can't see what's coming next. I think that's part of this path here, the way that this comes through and the way this feels to me, is there are going to be twists and turns in this that you're not going, you can't, Spirit's saying you can't anticipate it either. Because it's like, you ever watch like SVU, right? It's kind of like whodunit. And you think, oh, it had to be the mom, right? It had to be the mom. And then you find out here it was like the next door neighbor's babysitter or some shit, something crazy. That it's like, it goes off in a completely different direction than you would have thought. It's like, what do they call that? I'm lacking words today. It's like a pivotal point or whatever. I can't think of the word. As I say that, there's the Seven of Swords. It's going to take twists and turns here, Virgo. Whatever this is for you, it's going to take some twists and turns. Winding path. There comes the devil. What's interesting to this, so see it in this perspective. Let's say, as an example, something didn't go right. And you find out things along the way that I don't know, I don't even know, good example. I don't know. Let's use a real bad. Let's say you buy a bag of potatoes at Walmart, okay? And you get home and half your bag of potatoes was rotten. Could it have just been that one bag? Sure. Things happen. But then you talk to your friend, and your friend says her mother just returned a bag of potatoes from Walmart because half of them were bad too. And then you talk to the neighbor. Same thing, right? And I'm not knocking Walmart. I should probably watch what I say. Just example, hypothetical here. And then you start to see that there's a pattern, right? There's something to this. This isn't just, it happened to one person. This isn't an isolated incident. You start to see that there's a windy road of deception, perception, obsession, toxicity, things that are being controlled from an outside source. And what's neat about this is that you're coming together with other people who have now had the same experience. Perhaps it is a spiritual journey. The one thing I can say is, like, after I dealt with my situation with domestic violence, next thing I know, because I had an in-person business, I had multiple people coming to me with very similar stories. Our paths were starting to connect. So it's kind of like, to defeat the devil, Virgo, you have to walk this path to understand that you're not alone in it. B, there are other people on this journey. And I say it all the time in so many of the videos. We are all going the same place. Our journey to get there is what is different. Our experience of it is different. And Virgo, I think that the way that this feels to me is you can't see how you're going to get there. You have no idea, right? There's that winding road. You don't know what's happening. You could feel burdened. You could feel alone. You could feel isolated. But it all comes together back to, it's going to bring you to a place of comfort and security. Right now, you may not feel that comfort and security. But you're going to have to trust this journey and this process and what Spirit's bringing to you. And I keep getting this sense, too, from all of the readings that I've been working on today, the disbandment, is that a word? I don't know, but it is now. To disband, right, is to break up groups of people. It's like a band member checking out on the band. Now everybody's gone, right? That kind of thing. You could be leaving something, or other people could be leaving something, and you started to see everybody kind of go their separate ways, not realizing what a toxic environment you were a part of, like how things were controlled, how things were puppeteered in a particular situation. You know, it was for selfish reasons. And look, here's another card of significant spirituality, the Judgment card. Yes, it's a judgment call. Yes, it's a decision. Yes, it's a choice to free yourself from a situation. Yes, it is, you know, God reigning supreme or whatever you put your faith into. But when you see this devil with this winding path come out with the Ace of Wands and the Nine of Cups, that is self-fulfilling action. You're being released from whatever this is. And for whatever reason, Spirit is saying to me, you may have to acknowledge, for some of you, not all of you, right? Not every Virgo is going out and breaking up or getting a divorce or whatnot. But for some of you, this could be family ties. This could be a divorce. This could be lots of things, right? It's like, what is it within your heart space that you've, I'm going to say, even lost interest in to some point? Like, where you realize, like, this is not quite what I envisioned or imagined from a situation. Guys, I'm going to say this too, and Spirit's bringing this to my attention as well. I talk a lot about the difficult things in my readings. But I am also, you know, Spirit is saying to me, and bringing this to my attention, which I've known this for a long time, the way I channel and what I do is to help prepare you for what is to come. To help walk you through that journey of change. We humans suck at change, and we know this. It's not our thing. We don't like it. We like to just stick to what we know. It makes us feel comfortable, secure, right? You know, I see some of these readings, and I'm not knocking anybody. I'm not saying that they're not correct. But happiness and fortune and fame and all of these things. Understand, yes, those are byproducts of the journey that we take. But we have to work on ourselves to get there. So whatever reason that message is coming through as it is, I trust that it's for some of you. Just, it's like a reminder, Spirit is saying, to know that this is a part of this experience. You need to know that it's a part of this experience for you, and it does get better. 10 of Swords, another 10. So 3 10s here, Virgo. What is this? There is some kind of betrayal. Listen, I said it, right? There is somebody making notes, paying attention, listening, taking in knowledge, taking in information. 10 of Swords, Page of Swords. There is I'm going to call this some sort of corruption. Right? And this is going to be like ways that I don't think that you can imagine. The Page of Cups. The Hangman, it's going to give you a different perspective on something or somebody. A situation. Anything that's governing as well, right? The Hierophant. There it is. Strength card with the Tower, the 5 of Wands. Take a look around you, Virgo, at the people that have been fighting with other people too. You know, I say pay attention to how people treat other people around you, because that's indicative of how they're going to eventually treat you. Same kind of energy here. Like, maybe you thought you were exempt from a situation. Maybe you thought that friend who always had something to say about some other friend would never turn around and say those things about you. Finding out differently, perhaps. There's some very significant level of acknowledgement, and there's more than, you could be having this conversation with a person, but then they have other people behind them that are also feeding them news and information as well. But they are discerning that information. They are looking it over, overseeing it, writing it, reading it, I keep hearing. Virgo, again, maybe this writing and reading it is you. Who knows? All right, what is this cycles about? 24:24 on the clock. What is this cycles about for Virgo, please, Spirit? What is this cycles about? Roof, overhead shelter, protective canopy, rooftop views. You are going to get that higher perspective. You pay attention to anything in picture frames. Okay, so let's just say you go somewhere and they've got a certain picture or painting or something hanging on the wall. pay very careful attention to it. If you catch yourself like looking at these things and going, oh boy, that's really interesting, or boy, that caught my eye, take a deeper look at it, focus on it, meditate on it. What does it signify to you? Because for some of you, you're going to see something specific, whether it's a painting or an art or something in a frame. It's going to have significant meaning to you. It's almost like it catches you. You could be like at the Cracker Barrel having lunch and you see this picture and it maybe it says something. Maybe it looks like something to you. There's some epiphany that comes in with this. And that in itself, there's going to be a cue of something that comes in that gives you a different perspective on something specifically. That's going to help you with this news or information that's coming in regards to the communication you're having with somebody else. So, this seems like a very twisted turn of events, Virgo, but something is playing itself out. There's 3 different views on a particular situation as well. You may at some point feel like you're not being protected enough. Ace of Pentacles, the High Priestess. All 3 angles here have very significant cards of spirituality coming in here, of the unknown as well, right? There's the moon, and there's the moon, basically, again, this winding path, the High Priestess, the 10 of Wands, the 10 of Wands showing itself twice from the 9 to the 10. Whatever has been difficult, whatever has been burdensome, whatever has left you hanging out to dry, it's getting ready to come to an end. But it's going to come to an end in a way that you're not expecting. You just don't see it. You can't imagine that all this load, all this weight that you've been bearing has never been yours to bear to begin with. I hate to say like it's not your problem for whoever else you're dealing with, but it's not your problem. Through the darkest of times, Virgo, we are met with some of the greatest blessings. We just may not understand it in the moment. Like, why in the hell am I going through this? Instead of asking yourself, why is this happening to me? What is this doing for me? What is this teaching me in this moment? Because it is going to bring in a lot better opportunity for you, but you can't see that quite yet. You could be dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I have both the King and the Queen of Cups here. So that's a lot of love, a lot of nurturing, a lot of maturity that comes in with this. Some of you, this could pertain to childhood stuff. 6 of Cups. This is also something from the past. This could also be a partnership that is carried on for well over 20 years is what I'm hearing from Spirit. As I say that candle just cracked. Boop, boop. There you go. Take a look at your partnerships, your family situations as well, the dynamics around that, because I feel like something, how do I want to put this? Something that was emotionally bountiful at one point. There's like a split. It's like the King of Cups to me is keeping his energy to himself, and the Queen of Cups is keeping her energy to herself. So Scorpio and the King of Cups, and Cancer, Pisces for me, and the Queen of Cups. 5 of Swords, this Queen of Cups, the Moon. Virgo, the King of Cups, 5 of Swords, I could see that as emotionally manipulating, right? There's a lot of water energy today. A lot of water energy. Let me see something here. What is this King of Cups and 5 of Swords, Spirit? Virgo, you may feel, and I think I've seen this for you a little over a year ago, you may feel like it's time to cut your love off from a particular situation. It's like learning to cut your losses. There's something, and even recently, I think I said you might have been dealing with a Cancer. They're looking out for their highest good. It's like cats tend to stick together, right? Dogs tend to stick together. Humans, we'd like to think, would tend to stick together, which is sometimes the case and sometimes it's not. This person, I feel, has mixed themselves up with many creatures. Many, many creatures. And I'm not like they all have their own interest, right? It's like, it would be like sticking a wolf in with the Three Little Pigs. Of all the examples, don't ask. You know, you got Little Red Riding Hood, you got the piggies, and you got the wolf. Wolf in sheep's clothing, right? Like, there you go. You may be dealing with somebody who changes who they are moment to moment to fit the scenario. You know, it's like watching people become somebody that they're not because of the people that they're around. And, you know, maybe they treat you poorly when they're around these certain people, or they ignore you when you're around these certain people. As I say that, the snake, competition and enemies, other woman look over your shoulder. And the death card, or the coffin card coming out sideways. This person, this situation, Virgo, is, in their opinion, not done with you yet. It's like they can turn around and, you know, like I said, you could be alone or with this person and feel alone, or this situation and feel alone. But the second that you walk away from them in any capacity, they look at you like, how dare you, and they may victimize themselves towards you. You can't invest in yourself, but they're allowed to invest in themselves, and who they're investing with. Doesn't seem to be very healthy, because it's like they morph. They could go, I mean, I don't get too much into this, but I'm going to say this, right? Like, you don't hear me say too many things about these kinds of things, but witchcraft. Like, I hate to go witchcraft, but it's like, what are they doing? I'm hearing, what are they doing outside at night? Like, are they actually doing something for the betterment of the world and themselves and for you? Or are they doing something that has ill intent, or something that is self-serving? Something to that effect. I don't know. Like, some of you may or may not believe in that. I don't know. But I'm just telling you that's how it's coming in. Six of Cups showing up again. This is a soulmate. This could be, I'm going to tell you, Virgo, this is likely a karmic soulmate in some form. And as I say that, there comes the devil with that Six of Cups. Same old devil, different face even, maybe. Eight of Cups, the High Priestess. Some of you could be getting advice from somebody who is older telling you that they told you years ago you shouldn't even invested in this. And I'm going to tell you, some of you also could be getting this message from the other side. Why did you not walk away? Like, you know, it's kind of like, you hear it quite a bit, or at least I do on this end of the world, that, you know, my mother never liked my husband. And then your mother, you know, God forbid, passes away. And then all of a sudden, you know, 4 years later, you're like, I should have listened to her. Why didn't I see that? You know, things like that. That's how this feels. Is like, I knew. Somebody knew something, right? This is also writing down that information, acknowledging things. The interesting thing, ooh, wait a minute. I called that the Six of Cups. It's not. It's the Nine of Cups. Spirit's asking me to read it both ways, though. So the 6 and the 9. With the devil attached to it, nonetheless. Spirit said, headed straight for the enemy. Virgo, whatever you're getting into here, it's like it would be like the bow of the ship, right? That's the front of the ship, I think, right? I'm no sailor, so I don't know. Running over anything in the waterways that's in its way. It's just trudging ahead. It's like, you know, if there's debris, just pushing right past it. If there's, I don't know, it's like you're cutting your way through the water. You're cutting your way forward. Even if it means barreling over people who have stood in your way. I hope that's making sense. I really do. The Tower, the Judgment, the Eight of Cups. This is for you to seek your long-term happiness instead of fulfilling somebody else's. You know, this is going to sound a little strange, but pay attention to people around you who light ritual candles as well. If there's more than one candle, it's like, why? I don't know why that's coming up. I have no idea. I'm just telling you. Their spirit is saying there needs to be, there's something about 4, the number 4. The 4 directions is what I, humanly I think of on that regard. The lighting just changed. 2, 3. Pay attention to the numbers 4 and 7. Spirit is saying 7 to disarm and 4 to conjure up. I don't know. I do some flame gazing, but as far as anything like that goes, I have no idea what that means. So maybe look into that. Do some of your own research on that one. I'm not sure. Virgo, this is to move you forward. And I don't know what's coming, but I think that this might be a sneak peek into it in the future. Okay. Light body. Independence brings comfort, past restrictions, ancestral healing. Tried to make its way out. And I think it's funny. You've got, what, 3 10s, so that's 30. This is the same card, Virgo, that came out for Scorpio. Galactic vibration, personal convictions, raising your resilience, direct channel. Truly, truly pay attention to your guides right now. It's going to be more important now, more now than I think ever before. I can't help but say that you've got 3 15s here. So 666, don't spaz, check out the number. It's not just bad stuff, right? Or is what we associate it with. There is divine protection around you. It's going to move you out of whatever this is. But the journey in itself may seem extremely complex. What comes out on the other side is a sense of freedom that you may not have had in the past. I don't think you have had it. Somebody around you also may not appreciate you remaining neutral in situations either. They may expect you to side with them because this is how they see it, or their friend said this or whatnot. Number 6, the 6 is very important. Maybe some of you are life path 6. Maybe even the 6 of this month was important somehow. But it's like they expect you to side with them. Stand in your own integrity here, Virgo, whatever that means for you. But this is gonna comprise divine healing, Spirit is saying. Okay? Virgo, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that this video helped you in some way. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Again, donations for Hurricane Helene. Again, that information is in the description box below. The Venmo and the Cash App that you can donate to. I'm going to run these and leave this open only until Wednesday because we have to have the goods to the trucks Thursday so they can leave Friday. So, if you are able to help out in any way, and I said, there's, pillows, right? For every, let's just say 1,000 people donate $1, that's $1,000. We could supply 333 pillows or blankets. I keep saying pillows, blankets to 333 people. The nights get cold down there. We are in October. It is the mountains, or what was the mountains. So if any way that we can help these folks, every little bit goes a very long way when we all work together. So there's that. Again, if you're interested in a person read, that information can be found below in the description box. I look forward to always hearing from you guys. I'm sending you the best throughout the month of October. I hope to get back to you sooner rather than later. Lots of work to do, as I had last week, to stay sick and get better. So, all right, sending you all so much love. Take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.